Dear student, I Dr. Bamba Kumar. Today I'll discuss a special topic that is called operational transconductance amplifier. In short, we call it OTA. We all are familiar with operational amplifier, that is OPAM. Basically, operational amplifier is a very versatile linear IC that can be used in design of various active circuits such as adder, subtractor, differentiator, integrator, uh, filter and oscillator. But a major limitation of open based circuit is that it is not possible to electronically tune the various parameters such as gain, bandwidth and cutoff frequency. Basically, we know the gain of inverting closed loop gain of inverting mode op-amp is minus R2 by R1 and closed loop gain of non-inverting mode op-amp is 1 plus R2 by R1. So if I want to change the gain of op-amp, we have to change the feedback resistance R2 or input resistance R1. So we can externally configure or externally replace the existing resistance with some new resistance or some new value of resistance for changing the gain of op-amp. But OTA, that is called operational transconductance amplifier, has external bias control terminal through which electronic tunability is possible. Basically, with the help of that control terminal, we can change the value of bias current or we can change the value of bias voltage through which the gain of OTA has changed. I'll see in detail after few minutes or after it may be possible in second lecture. So thus we can say that with the help of OTA, active circuit with greater flexibility can be designed. OTA is basically an op-amp without output buffer. The major difference between OTA and op-amp is if I apply output buffer circuit at OTA, it converted into a operational amplifier. Or OTA is basically an op-amp, just I have discussed, without output buffer and which can only derive capacitive load. OTA is only derive capacitive load. Why OTA is only derive capacitive load? That I will discuss later. Basically, the output impedance of OTA is very high. We know that output impedance is operational amplifier is very low. That is major difference between OTA and operational amplifier. The output impedance of operational amplifier is very low, but output impedance of OTA is very high. So it can only drive, OTA only drive the capacitive load. Or OTA is a voltage control current source. The behavior of OTA is voltage control current source. I'll change the input voltage, input difference voltage, and we will get change in output current. On the other hand, operational amplifier is a voltage control voltage source. We know if I'll change the input voltage, we will find the change in output voltage. So op-amp is voltage control voltage source and OTA is voltage control current source. Like op-amp, OTA is used as building block of many analog applications including high frequency filter and analog multiplier and etc. So many circuits we can design with the help of OTA. So here we have seen some basic definition of OTA and the difference between OTA and operational amplifier. Now I'll see some basic comparison between OTA and operational amplifier. See here, I've already written on board. This side we have written some features of OTA, and this side I have written some features of operational amplifier. As I discussed, the behavior of OTA is voltage control current source. So output, so current source output is behave like current source. On the other hand, in operational amplifier, output is behave like voltage source. Second merit of OTA is it has high output impedance. On the other hand, operational amplifier has low output impedance. Why operational amplifier has low output impedance? We have discussed in class. Because operational amplifier is behave like ideal voltage source, and we know that the impedance of ideal voltage source is 0. That's why the behavior of op-amp has low output impedance. On the other hand, OTA behave like voltage control current source. So output is a current, and we know that ideal the impedance of current source is infinite. That's why we say high output impedance. We get high output impedance in case of OTA, and output current is equal to GM multiply difference of input voltage VID, where GM is the transconductance. We describe OTA in form of transconductance. What is meaning of transconductance? That I will see in later lecture. And V output is A multiply VID, where A is the gain of op-amp. Cannot drive resistive load. As I have discussed, OTA only drive capacitive load, but operational amplifier is essential to drive resistive load as well as capacitive load. On-chip amplification are normally OTA, because we require less power in on-chip application. So we use OTA on normally on-chip application. And in case of operational amplifier, large power dissipation and complex circuit, because one extra block is available in operational amplifier, that is called buffer. If I see the circuit diagram of OTA and operational amplifier, we will find some basic difference between OTA and operational amplifier. If I apply buffer circuit at the output of OTA, it is converted into a operational amplifier. That's I mentioned here, OTA. And if I apply OTA plus buffer circuit, it converts into a operational amplifier. So these are basic merit comparison of operational amplifier and OTA. Apart from these comparison, there are several comparison between OTA and operational amplifier. As I have discussed, operational amplifier is used to design of general purpose analog circuit. Any type of analog circuit with the help of OTA we can design, but basically with the help of operational amplifier we can design. Operational amplifier is used for general purpose analog circuit design, and basically OTA is designed for filter, GMC filter, that I will discuss in later lecture. So now I see this is the basic comparison between operational amplifier and OTA. Now I will see the working principle of OTA. Working principle of OTA. As I'll discuss, OTAs behave like voltage control current source. It means input is a voltage and output is a current. So we can say basically output current I know depend upon difference of input voltage, or it is proportional to the input voltage. So I can say I naught is proportional to V1 minus V2, where V1 and V2 is the difference of input voltage, or we can say I naught is proportional to VID, where VID is V1 minus V2. So we can say I naught equal to GM VID, where GM is called trans conductance of OTA. So in case of operational amplifier, we denote output voltage is A times VID, input difference voltage. But in case of OTA, we define output current I naught is equal to GM, transconductance, multiply input difference voltage. So transconductance GM will define by I naught by VID. So look, the basic concept of transconductance. What is meaning of transconductance? First I will see what is meaning of conductance. Basically conductance is current divided by voltage. It is opposite to resistance. And if I talk about transconductance, it is related to transfer function. Transfer function means output divided by input. So if I talk about transconductance, it means it is a output current divided by input voltage. That's why we denote GM equal to I naught VID. Now I'll see symbol of OTA and pin configuration as well as a small signal model of OTA. So how we can denote OTA? OTA can be denoted by this type of circuit. Here we have applied V1, V2, and this is output current I naught. And as I discussed, apart from this symbol, here we have used IB, bias current IB, that can be used to tune the transconductance, or that can be used to tune the voltage gain of OTA. That I'll see the internal structure of OTA, how IB depend upon transconductance as well as voltage gain of OTA. That I'll see maybe in second lecture of OTA, that is called internal structure of OTA. So this is the symbol of OTA. Here we have used two input. This is called non-inverting input and this is called inverting input, and this is output I naught. And here we have used bias current IB, that can be used to tune the transconductance and gain of OTA, voltage gain of OTA. This is the symbol of OTA. Now I will see pin configuration of OTA. OTA is available in 8-pin configuration. It is available in dual inline package or metal can package. So I will see the pin configuration of dual inline. There are 8 pin in OTA. Pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pin 1 is NC, not connected. Pin 2 and pin 3 are used for input pin. Pin 2 is used as non-inverting pin and pin 3 is used for inverting pin. So we can say and pin 6 are used as output pin. Output, non-inverting and inverting pin. And pin 4 we have applied minus VEE. And at pin 5, as I have discussed, we have applied bias voltage or bias current to tune the transconductance or voltage gain of this OTA. Pin 7 we have to apply plus VCC and pin 8 are NC, not connected. This is the pin configuration or pin diagram of OTA. Now I see the now I see the a small signal model of OTA. It is a very simple. We can easily draw the small signal model of OTA. Basically, a small signal model here plus minus V1 V2. This is the input resistance and output behaves like current source R0, I0 and GM VID, where VID are V1 minus V2. So this is the input impedance. Output is behave like current source and is depend upon transconductance GM multiply VID. Output current I naught is equal to GM multiply VID and R naught is the output resistance or impedance. So basically output impedance R naught is very high in case of OTA because output behave like a current source, and input impedance is also very high. So now I will see some important feature of ideal OTA. Feature of OTA. Features of an OTA. So first feature will be input impedance R in should be infinity. Second feature, output impedance R naught is also equal to infinity. Third feature, bandwidth should be infinity. Or fourth feature, for perfect balance, I naught equal to 0 when V1 equal to V2, because I naught is equal to transconductance multiply V1 minus V2. If V1 equal to V2, it means V1 minus V2 equal to 0. So I naught will be 0. And apart from this, transconductance value GM is finite and is depend upon the bias current or bias voltage, and it can be tuned with the help of pin 5. So now I see, as I know that operational amplifier can be used in three configurations, either inverting configuration, non-inverting configuration or differential configuration. In same way, OTA can also be used. First I will see inverting configuration. So I will see the block diagram of inverting configuration, OTA inverting configuration. And one point that I also want to discuss, that is basic difference between OTA and op-amp, as I know that operational amplifier is used in closed loop configuration because the gain in open loop configuration is infinite. So practically we cannot use op-amp in open loop configuration. That's why we have to use feedback. And with the help of feedback, we convert open loop configuration in a closed loop configuration. So for practical purpose or any practical application, operational amplifier is used in closed loop configuration. But OTA can be used in closed loop configuration as well as in open loop configuration because its transconductance GM is finite. It is not equal to infinite. So look here, first I'll see open loop OTA inverting configuration. This is transconductance GM. Here we have applied output load RF. This is output voltage V0 and this is output current I0. This is the inverting configuration, so we have to apply output at inverting mode. Here we have to apply input at inverting mode. Here we have apply input Vin at inverting pin and non-inverting pin is work as a ground. So we know that I naught is equal to GM V1 minus V2. Here V1 is ground and V2 is Vin. So we can write here I naught equal to minus GM Vin because V1 equal to 0 and V2 equal to Vin. So look here, and we also note that V naught equal to I naught RF, and this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Put the value of I naught from equation 1 into equation 2. So V naught equal to minus GM Vin RL. So V naught by Vin equal to minus GM RL, and what this expression is called? This is simply voltage gain. Output voltage divided by input voltage, and it is equal to minus GM RL. So basically, and what is output impedance? Output impedance is output voltage divided by input current. So R naught is equal to RL. So look here, we know that ideal voltage amplifier should have low output impedance. So if I make RL very low, what happens? The voltage gain will reduce. So this is the demerit of this type of configuration. Now I'll see the OTA non-inverting configuration. In same way, we can describe the non-inverting configuration of OTA, and we will see also again there is trade-off between output impedance and gain of OTA, either in case of inverting configuration or in case of non-inverting configuration. We know that for voltage amplification we require low output impedance. So if I make RL low, the gain will reduce, and if gain will reduce, it means we cannot amplify input at high value. So how we can remove this type of problem? Basically we remove this type of problem with the help of called buffer amplifier. Basically, buffer amplifier is a closed loop configuration of OTA. So, see here, buffer amplifier. Buffer amplifier, and this is inverting configuration. This is R2, R1, I naught, this is V naught, and input is applied at V at inverting configuration. So we know that I naught equal to Gm, and Gm is the transconductance of this OTO, V1 minus V2. So here V1, this is a V1 and this is V1 and this is V2. So I naught equal to minus Gm V2 because V1 equal to 0. Non-inverting configuration is ground, so we can say V1 equal to 0. Now apply KCL. We are assuming this is current I1, this is current I2, and this is current I3. Now we can apply KCL at node A. This is called node A. Apply KCL at node A. Incoming current I1 equal to outgoing current, that is I2 plus I3, and here I3 is a 0 because this 2 pin is behave like open terminal because input impedance of OTA is infinite. So if input impedance is infinite, no current will flow between inverting and non-inverting terminal. So we can say I1 equal to I2 and I3 equal to 0. We can write I1 in V in minus V2 divided by R1 is equal to, and we can write I2 V2 minus V naught divided by R2. If I solve this equation and this is equal to current I naught minus I naught because output current is I naught and this current will flow only in this loop because we have no applied output resistance. So all I naught current, output current will flow in this loop and direction of this current is opposite to I naught. That's why we have written here minus I naught. And the value of I naught is minus Gm V2. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. With the help of these two equations, we can find the value of voltage gain, that is V naught by Vi, and we can also use a small signal model and solve the small signal model for finding the output impedance R naught. So here I am direct writing expression of voltage gain as well as output voltage. Basically there is no any rocket science. With the help of these two equations you can easily solve. Just I am giving you some hint. First use this expression V2 minus V naught divided by R2 is equal to minus I naught and equate. From here we can find the value of V naught in term V2 in term of V naught and put the value of V2 in in terms of V naught in this equation, and we can find the value of V naught by V in, that is called voltage gain. So voltage gain, the value of voltage gain V naught by V in is equal to 1 minus Gm R2 1 plus Gm R2, and the value of output impedance R naught equal to R1 plus R2 1 plus Gm R1. So look here, output impedance as well as voltage gain does not depend upon output load impedance RL. So the problem that arises in open loop configuration of OTA, that can be solved in closed loop configuration, because output impedance R naught does not depend upon load impedance RL. So today I am closing our lecture here. In second lecture we will see internal structure of OTA, and I will prove the transconductance Gm depend upon bias current IB, and what is relationship between bias current IB and transconductance, and I will also see how gain, voltage gain of OTA is again depend upon transconductance. That I will see second lecture of OTA. Thank you. Have a nice day.